Hi everyone, Stacy here. Unfortunately, Justin is still at work and we have a busy night, so I have to do this video alone this week. For week 8, we were assigned to watch the 1994 film called the Chungking Express. Now, I did take notes because, spoiler alert, I challenged myself to watch this film without the subtitles. So I basically don't know what they were saying at all, and I wanted to see if I could like interpret what was happening without the words basically. So straight off the bat, one thing that threw me off was, the movie started out like action packed, like I love it when a movie starts out like that, like, because it draws me in. Like, I'm not going to watch a movie for 10, 15 minutes to decide if I'm going to watch it or not. I know within the first few minutes if I want to watch that movie or if I'm going to find something else to watch. So, this movie did that for me. Straight off the bat, I thought that this was going to be a movie about, like, drug trafficking because of just how the movie began. Like, with the woman, and I don't know if that was a wig or not, but definitely not like your normal hairstyle for a woman in Japan. I think they were in Japan. I feel like the movie was in the streets of Hong Kong. So, she had these like goons, like definitely was going to be some like trafficking via plane or subway station or whatever, because she was the boss, she was the kingpin, she was buying all the stuff, she was ordering them around, and then the next thing you know, boom, she's buying the ticket, which I assumed was for like a plane or, like I said, like a subway ticket, and the next thing you know, they're gone. Now she's walking around going everywhere looking for these people that's got her merchandise, right? Then she snatches this kid up. I'm assuming she got the information because she's on the phone. Next thing you know, the guy's coming back in to get his kid. She's moving on with her life. So then, so in the midst of all that, though, this guy who turned out to be the cop number 663. I only remember that because I feel like it kept showing, like, not only the number on his shirt, but also the number was on his car, and the letter that the lady in the grocery store, or maybe not a grocery store, like a little corner store, had wrote in also said Officer 663. So I feel like that was like some kind of symbolic thing for the movie. I feel like there were two stories being told. Like, there was the story of him, and then there was also the story of her, and I wanted so bad for them to come together in the end, right? I don't feel like that's what happened, but like definitely feel like I was watching two different stories unfold. A couple of things that I wrote down was like the editing of the film. So like the editing of the film was like really fast. It was really fast and it was really exciting. Like, one of the first parts of editing that I did notice was when they were fighting after, the lady with the weird hair. Like, it was just really fast. Like, it wasn't like you were just watching them fight. Like, it was being fast forwarded, and it was just like jumble, 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 and it was like all these like neon colors, and the music would get real intense. Another thing I wrote down was like the style of the film. So I feel like this film was recorded like with a handheld recorder. Like, this wasn't like something like where they were in a set, or it was like short, screen, wide screen, long. None of that. No, there was someone literally following them around with a hand recorder recording all of this. Like, all of this was from the perspective of a handheld camcorder. Another thing, I feel like this was like a live thing. Like, like I said, it wasn't filmed in a studio. This was something that was filmed live on the streets of Hong Kong, like the everyday life. Like, maybe, yes, there were people that were hired actors or whatever, but I feel like most of the people that were in this film were just bystanders, because you don't have all this equipment, so you don't have to like announce or, make time or schedule in like all this stuff to happen. Like, they're just basically following them around with this camcorder, and they're doing, stuff while everybody else is just living normal life, like the culture of Hong Kong. Something else I wrote down is something I found significant, which was kind of weird. But the guy eating the pineapples that were all expired. And I don't know the significance of that, but like I know that he would go in and like he would show, like he would look at the tops of the cans, right? And it would show him the date, and then if it was not, if it was the same day. So I don't even know if they was expired or not, really, because I don't know what the day was. But they were all the same date, and he ate all 30 cans of that at one time. I know his stomach was hurting. Another thing that I thought was significant is at the end, when he went in to the little corner store or whatever, and the guy, I guess the owner, manager, whatever, gives him the note from the lady, right? Because that was just weird between them. Like, they had some interactions, but it was just weird, you know, like, definitely he came off to me as a very love-struck person. Every encounter that he had with any woman during this film, like, he was very much like goo-goo eyes, right? But the woman at the store kind of seemed very, like, standoffish, like, almost, like, not scared of him, like, fearfully scared of him, but, like, innocently scared of him, like, avoiding him. And so, like, she wrote him this note, right, which was essentially, like, to me, looked like a plan. It didn't look like, it wasn't like a letter that she, like, wrote, like, boom, 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 boom. It was like, I don't know. It kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It was weird. It was weird. But he wrote her the note. She wrote him the note. She gave the note to the guy. The guy gave him the note. He throws the note in the trash can. And I'm thinking to myself, like, right there in that moment, I'm like, why would he do that? I want to know what the note says, right? So then now the scene changes, and now it's pouring down the rain. It's getting rained on. And I'm just, once again, sitting here thinking, like, why did he throw that away? I wanted to know what it said. So then he's out here digging it out of the trash. Now he's drying it out on the little roller item in the store. And at the top, Officer 663, right? So he kind of makes out what it says, but kind of don't make out what it says. And then now, out of nowhere, she shows back up again, right? Because I got the sense that maybe she had left, because he seemed like really down in the dumps or whatever. And then when she came back, you know, he's doing something inside this little thing, like maybe making like some type of little store, because like it was really like the culture of like Hong Kong. Like there was little shops everywhere, there's people everywhere. Like it was just like all the time something was happening all the time. Their music was always loud, always people. She shows back up, and then, you know, he shows her the letter, and then she was like, I'm gonna write you another one, and she did. But still, I just get the sense that although maybe, so there was two stories, like although maybe these two stories were happening, it still never came together like I feel like it should have. And then I also, what else did I write down? They reconnected at the end. They was happy to see each other. He was happy to see her. I don't know, like just a couple things, like, so for theme wise, like I feel like a couple of the things that I would consider themes of this movie would be love, loss, and like crime. Because one, this guy was so love struck. I felt like loss, the reason I say loss is because, well, one, the lady, you know, was robbed for her drugs from the jump, you know, but I say loss because the loss of connection, or maybe there was never a connection between the two. I don't know. Overall, I really enjoyed watching the movie this week. I hope that I understood it the way it was supposed to be understood. I hope you enjoyed my video, and it has been a true pleasure to be in this class. Thank you.